JWO3 afraid to peek and knows that he's got infrastructure on him. Fantasy going down as well, and Singapore just tear forward.
I mean, when it comes down to the battle of the windows being dropped, Singapore got a lot more out of Cup's amplification matrix than what Gemini had in store. That's despite the early flux from Fantasy as well. In fact, you might even say it came through too early. Typically, even if you do get first flux, I would like to see teams hold it to potentially counter out the amplification matrices being traded in there. I mean, Xenofly didn't even have a flux, so that would have been purely in Malaysia's favor.
Just continuing the forward push. Malaysia once again just looking for some stoppage. Remember how long it took them to cap B, ended up getting it in the overtime, and this was around about where they got stalled up. So now, what can they accomplish? They pick paper. The Dragon Strike coming across does split the team a little bit, but doesn't find enough damage and to create any casualties. Card's still pushing forward. Malaysia do give a lot of ground, even with the man advantage. Game Pro dude having to duck for cover for a hot second there, but with the extra kill on Vital, they can take the ground, they can reclaim the card.
This is where the holdup was when we were flipped on sides. Singapore was defending. It's where Vital really started to show up and get a ton of picks. So Malaysia now need to find the same slowdown. There's a lot less time for Singapore on the attack than Malaysia were able to snowball through after they capped A, but taking down J is going to be bad for Malaysia to start off with.
Yeah, of all people to find him. And now Malaysia just one man down, flux up on the two members there. They haven't used the Dragon Strike. They get paper with it. It's decent. No immortality field left for them, but Numenor still has a Transcendence. May want to pop that before too long. They're still under a lot of pressure. Xenofly, low but not down, ends up having to use their immortality field to save the tank. Fantasy goes in with a flux, and they convert Xenofly. That's another important defense for Malaysia. They're able to stop the momentum once again.
Yep. Xenofly down, no comeback from that at all. You'd have to have Fantasy down and so, but it's just not going to be the case. Double support ultimates online here. At least when you are playing the Kariko. Kitsuna Rush is a fairly simple way to break through point. Now there's a lack of the flux from Fantasy to stop that as well. It's going to have to come down to Transcendence, fighting up against the Kitsuna Rush, and a swap onto the Diva.
All right.
Unifly is just going to completely give up on the Sigma Mirror. To be fair, he is losing that Sigma Mirror. The question will be, is this a better hero to take advantage of the Kitsuna Rush? Because that's the real win condition now.
Yeah, hard to say. Xenofly having a back right up. No immortality field already for Singapore. Minute and a half is still enough time to push this over the line. Again, remember, Malaysia only capped in overtime. So if they can do better than that, Singapore have an advantage on that point C.
You saw it ulting. Here we go. This is the rush we were waiting for. In goes Xenofly.
Directly on Transcendence is there, but Game Pro do get sniped out anyway. A little bit unfortunate for Malaysia. They were banking on that Dragon Strike or even just the straight damage output. And look at how hard they've corralled Malaysia back around the corner. Fantasy trying to push back forward. They've got Game Pro dude back in the mix. They have to defend this payload. It's a crunch moment. Dragon Strike across out from Bips. Splits the team up, but hasn't got any casualties. Fantasy wasn't in their immortality field and pays through with his life. No one else able to really contest the card. Oh, that's brutal. I saw Numenors and Game Pro dude try and barrel forward for it, but it was too late. And now losing extra members. 2 minutes on the clock. Not a whole heap of time, but certainly enough to cap the map out and win their first series.
I mean, Malaysia, they had a good opportunity there. They backed out. They avoided the Kitsuna Rush. Still had 4 alive with good respawns coming on. Losing Fantasy very quickly afterwards as they change their comp wholesale. They keep...
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. I know it was a bit messy, but that's okay.
Eventually Vital will have to get off this window, but we'll see if that ends up happening.
Dragon Strike across from Game Pro. Dude, first up the side. Vips gets him.
Okay, so we're on. Okay, so this is the first match still, and this is Group B. This is Singapore versus Malaysia. Singapore's currently in the lead 1-0 over Malaysia after a 2-1 victory for Singapore. So, yeah, that's all.
Nothing really to protect the backline of Malaysia, so Vital can freely play these sight lines and these angles. Could be under pressure from Game Pro do as you see the invis on the back and from Game Pro do onto Vital.
Very important find. That's going to give Singapore pause, and that's so critical with how close they're getting. And Malaysia have given up a lot of cart push when they've been on this defense. Self-destruct, barreling forward.
So I'm just checking some stuff before.
Be able to survive it. Jay timing.
Alrighty.
Has himself a pulse bomb as well. Fishing for something. Minute remaining now.
Vips is wait. Vips is actually cracked. He's actually so good. To be fair as well, it's also the first time since I've actually. I'm pretty sure it's also the first time I've actually watched like Overwatch esports. I'm gonna turn this down a bit, but at least like you guys can still hear. And Malaysia just squeaks it out. So as these first two, Singapore wins this and they'll take the map. Mostly EMEA. They have also they also started as well. I think soon as well. I'm pretty sure tomorrow maybe will be North America. So at least that'll be pretty interesting. And the first one will be America versus Canada. So I think that's gonna be a good match. Oh. Okay, so it's been so long since I've actually watched Overwatch. I'll be honest. That's a good EMP, and that shuts down the push from Singapore. Xenofly is still on point. Yeah, alright. And Vips can't really do much. Yeah, to be fair, he got a good kill to Game Pro, dude. And, yeah. Okay, it's a tie, actually. Malaysia wins. 1-0. This is really exciting, actually. I hope as well that the drops are enabled. I'm hoping. But yeah. Oh, man. I'm also really happy to see Overwatch World Cup is back. I'm really excited to see how this goes. What the fuck happened here? Audio? Okay, there we go.
And what a comeback from Malaysia. We looks like we're
Oh, Pixie.
Not a draw. A decider on push. Could be dive heavy here, so we're looking forward to the potential for Malaysia to go back over towards Winston. That could be very strong again. A lot of options available.
Yeah, Malaysia looks way more comfortable in that one, compared to our opening map, and it felt like they had a lot more depth in the hero pool, subbing in Xenofly.
Did I? Okay, yes, I did. Okay.
Yeah, it was fantastic to watch. I didn't know which team was going to win, and well done to Malaysia for bringing it back. All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back soon, everyone.
Okay.
On to map 3.
So, oh god. Oh, now this is a throwback. Now that's a throwback. Is this just gonna be? Oh, I don't care. And I don't care about your Maccas. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I will be streaming the whole of the Pacific. Every single Pacific match, which is gonna be exciting. Only Pacific. I'm not going. There's a chance I might do North America if I do actually wake up and North America are actually there. But my main focus is going to be the Asia Pacific region. I won't be doing EMEA because I'm not going to stay up until 12 AM to stream. Not doing that since I also have school. So I would just do Pacific. And then maybe some America stuff as well, but my main focus is going to be Pacific. I guess while we're actually here, let's let me do some match predictions, shall we? Match predictions for Overwatch World Cup. I'm not going to do Singapore, Malaysia, because that's dumb. So let me put NZL versus what's a tie? Hang on, let me so you guys can see it. There we go. So what are the matches? We actually have some time. So what are the matches? Let's have a look at Wikipedia Overwatch Wiki. So the matches. So yeah. So New Zealand versus Thailand. I think that's actually going to be pretty close. I think it's going to be 2-1 victory for New Zealand. Philippines versus Japan. Actually, hang on. Let me do something. Can I? Picture in picture. There we go. Just so you guys can also see it as well, a bit of the corner. Philippines versus Japan. I think that's going to be a 0-2 victory for Japan. Hong Kong versus Indonesia. I think this is going to be pretty close. I'm going to take it to Hong Kong. And then Korea versus Chinese Taipei or Taiwan. I'll say that's a 2-0 victory for Korea. So that's for today. So then tomorrow we'll have, I think first will be Thailand versus Australia. Oh yes, that's going to be, yes it is. That's going to be juicy. I'm definitely going to be cheering for Australia for this one. So tomorrow will be Australia versus Thailand, then Malaysia versus India, Singapore versus New Zealand, and then Group A we have Hong Kong versus the Philippines, and Taiwan versus Japan, or Chinese Taipei versus Japan. I'm excited. Actually, while we're here, let's have a look actually at EMEC, because obviously they started. France, UK, and Spain, both of them won their matches on day one. Netherlands just lost to Spain. I was pretty shocked about that, I'll be honest. Italy and Belgium, they lost pretty badly to the UK and France. As for Group B, Turkey, they pull off a win against Poland. Saudi Arabia, they win against Finland. I wasn't really surprised by this one. Maybe a bit with Saudi Arabia winning, but 2-1 victory. I was kind of expecting that. Norway versus Sweden, that was a bit of a shocker. And Germany versus Iceland, not really surprises there. Anyways, we're back now, so let me put this up again.
If you have been watching, you will know that Malaysia has made an amazing comeback there on map 2, which means we will be going to map 3, a push map that will be decided by Singapore. Let's talk about the last map that we just did see. It was very close. We weren't too sure who was going to win, but what were some highlights we saw that really had Malaysia win that out there?
I think for me, Fantasy was just much better in the Sigma matchup to start out with. Vital had some very good shots coming through in the Widowmaker as well, but slowed down a little bit on the opposite. And I think there's a lot of that is due to the fact that attacking Widow is going to be that much more difficult. But yeah, Malaysia's flexibility in terms of rolling through and saying, okay, we're going to actually change composition wholesale for the final point here. I had some question marks about that.
It's also good for, especially for the Overwatch World Cup, to see other players from different regions actually play, and obviously a good chance of them making it being in the Overwatch League in the future. That happened with Fusions. That happened with Bruce. Remember him? Who else did it happen to? Mickey? Not too sure who else. I don't know who else, but it's definitely those matches.
Yeah, definitely, and well done to Malaysia. They obviously did pick that map, so they were playing hopefully to a favorite map of theirs and a team comp that they are comfortable with. As Avril mentioned, we did see that they were very comfortable there with the tank player out the front holding those lines. And we're going to find out now from Singapore, hopefully, what map they will be picking as we go into the third map. And obviously with push, we won't have a draw. There will be a decided winner at the end of this one.
And I think all three maps are fairly close. There are some slight differences in terms of which one you would go to defend which composition, but largely I think you can play Ram across all the maps. We saw Jungle Queen coming through from Malaysia on map 1. They can actually repeat that pretty comfortably on either of the three that we move on towards, maybe less so on the Corsair. It's Singapore's map choice anyway, so I think they, trying to figure out what their best comps have been. Maybe going back towards Ramatra is the most safe way to play this. They can go to New Queens from that pretty safely.
And that's an interesting. I was going to say there's a bit of a question mark as well.
Oh lord.
Seen Ramatra out of Fantasy, so if we do end up seeing that out of Singapore, then we go back to that same question of like, do they match? Do they just
Alright.
the Jungle Queen again?
I'm excited. See how this goes on final map. My opinion, I think Singapore should take this. However, Malaysia, they've been playing pretty well, so. But my guess is Hong Kong. Oh, not Hong Kong. Shit. Singapore. Whoops.
Could have done 3 for 3 on Mediterranean climates, but alright, I guess we'll go to Canada. Disappointing.
I think you go to the map that most favors your Ramatra composition here, and I think Corsair will be a little bit too friendly for potential dives, Esperanza as well. You want to eliminate the impact of a potential Jungle Queen comp coming towards you, and yeah, force something that's going to be very favorable towards Brawl. Now you've got to be tested for Malaysia. Do you have that Brawl to match up? And you're just going to go over towards the Queen again. It's probably going to be a little bit less, I think, good in this particular mirror matchup. Singapore will take us to the final map and see if the Ram can take it through.
Yeah, definitely. And Singapore's obviously going to want to win this final one so that they can, get the first mark on that board for the APAC B side today.
That's the thing. It's like this is actually a really big start. Actually, I'd frame it the other way. This is a really disastrous start for whichever of these two teams takes the L here. We've talked about how dangerous the other teams in this region are looking. Everyone's going to have to take a matchup against Australia. That's one you're unlikely to walk away from with a win. And then across the rest of these teams here, between India, New Zealand, and Thailand, you've got solid rosters that are threatening.
Okay.
If you come in with an L here, you've got to pick up a lot of wins against a lot of good teams. That's the scary thing. That's the real thing on the line for this first match. It's less about getting the W, it's more about avoiding the L.
I mean, you need a minimum 3 wins here. If you get only 2 wins, 3 losses, you're pretty much out of this group. 3 wins, you can rely on tiebreakers. 4 wins, you'd be pretty safe. 5 wins, obviously, you're probably going to be first seed, aren't you? So 4 is the golden standard. 3 would be the minimum viable product. 10, and off to Queen should we go. No surprise, Ash came back in the lineup here. Straight on top of the Ram fantasy. We asked the question, can the Ram come through? The answer is no. It will indeed be the Moira. No, well, it's got to be a Moira, but the Jungle Queen for fantasy. Issue back for Singapore.
Alright, well, final map. Singapore versus Malaysia. That's a fairly decent comp, I think. If someone watches Overwatch League, like, religiously, can someone tell me, please?
I can relate to this climate right now. I mean, it's not snowy here, but it is cold. We had a rainy, wet summer, and we're having a cold winter.
Yes, Pixie, that's very true. It's not good.
Malaysia, I hope they do know what to do with themselves. First scrap just on this high
What
ground.
servers are on, may I ask? They're definitely not playing, like, I don't know, like in, like, Thailand or something. It's so stationary. It's just a stalemate. Oh. Thanks. Thanks for the shout out to Karq. Okay, well, it's getting better. Okay, well, Malaysia's gotten control. I think the DPSs in Singapore needs to at least take a pick. Oh my god, it's actually a stalemate! What is this? Bruh. Okay, there it is. Cuphead's Game Pro dude. And a trade though. God, it shows how even these teams are. And Ash came with the older stuff from Ramatra. And Cup. Sorry, that was Gemnix. Oh, trades in both DPSs, but I think Malaysia's won the fight. Yes, Gemnix just... Yeah, Gemnix just did a really good job.
Has come through at this point. It comes down to the fact that the Ramatra Annihilation not strong enough there. Gemini barely able to get the sound barrier in time. I would have liked to have seen Singapore maybe get a couple of picks before Gemini could really come through.
Gemini was definitely the playmaker in that fight. Oh, I invite already gets Luminos. Okay. I got Ash Kane only. I wouldn't say that's the best ult, but it works. And Vips just throw it out of Soul's Way for no reason.
Forward is the direction that Jungle Queen wants to be moving. They find Vips. They keep J003 alive. Now Cup going inside. Just a slow down push tick there. Malaysia. It's a good slowdown. Yeah.
A really good slowdown. The payload's actually sold out. They need to keep pushing, guys. What are you doing? They're trying to run off and find kills, but they need to push. Put the pressure on the Singapore. Cup's going to respawn now, and I think they can come in for a final.
I mean, Malaysia, they've definitely... picked it up. But to be fair, both of these teams, in my opinion, are so tight. Okay, 2 ults has been invested. 1-0 from Malaysia. Oh, that's massive. Yeah, Singapore, they are struggling in this comp. Yeah, I don't know. Why do they have BAP? Moira is definitely better on this map because of mobility. You can get into like high grounds a lot faster. Okay. That's a... Oh, that was such a good ice ball. Wait. That was so good. Blocks off the AoE of the of Lucio's ult, Cup's ultimate. Singapore needs to come out big. And they have like Vib's ult and Ash Kane's ult. The Ramatra in May. I mean, that could probably work, and then Fantasy uses his ultimate, and that doesn't matter because Cup is down, Vital's down. Yeah, Papers, yeah, it's game. It's game. What? Oh my lord. It was looking so even in the first half into this map. And then now it's just now it's just a wipeout. On Gemma. Oh, there we go. They had these. Gemini used one of his ultimate. Singapore used 3. No, never mind. No, it's just 2. Yay! They finally won the fight. Woo! I don't know. Why did Gemini use his ult? I'm scratching my head. Why? I want to know what was his reasoning behind it. I'm gonna move this actually. Okay. Oh, and they got Cup as well. Oh, that's destroyed.
Singapore get another shot of this defense. Malaysia get another shot of the cap out.
I mean, just shove the payload up towards the ramp, and I don't think you even bother going up the ramp into the defender spawn.
Play for time.
Obviously, get the cap for the forward spawns. Play for time here. Kick the ball around.
Yeah.
Just pass it around. Even kick it out of bounds. You're just here to waste a bit of time now as you slowly win this map.
And that's the thing. It's been an entire minute burned here just for Singapore getting.
Vital gets Game Pro too, so it's not the end of. So it's actually pretty winnable now. Oh, okay. I'm glad he's. Don't use. Okay. Okay. That's. I'm glad Vital didn't use his ult. That would have been really bad if he used his ultimate.
Singapore win that too cheaply. Every single fight that Singapore win, if you're Malaysia, you have to force them to ult here. Every fight needs to be expensive. Singapore threatening cap here now. Yeah. It's a long journey to a potential comeback, but if they can get this cap, we start thinking about it.
Double coalescence, Fantasy, a little bit chilly.
They use 3 of their ultimates to win that.
So, expensive fight, that is what Malaysia need. However,
They use 3.
I mean, they're still very much in this.
Malaysia is gonna have 3 ults coming up. Singapore going to have Ramatra. And they also already have Lucio. Lucio can combat Jungle Queen. Oh, Vital's too aggressive. Okay, that's good. That's a good old All-Star Game Pro duo in the meantime. Both Reapers are down.
You'll take that trade, they need to keep
And Ash can't use his ult.
They have a blizzard to be deployed. Ash Kane popping the ultimate as well.
Oh, and 2-3?
There we go, there's the blizzard. That's
Yeah,
gonna collect Ash
good
Kane,
blizzard
gonna
when
collect
2-3.
up, and they just want to get the robot as far away as possible. They're still playing for time here. 1 minute 20 left. Malaysia just need to run out the clock.
The Fantasy pushed forward really hard with the rampage and it actually cuts Ash Kane off on the rest of
I would rather have the Junker Queen than a Ramatra. I was a bit skeptical on the Junker Queen pick, but then realized Junker Queen is actually pretty powerful.
It was vital. Ash Kane tries to just solo that one with the Annihilation, but they need a lot more support to get that off.
Huh?
Ice wall there. Ice leads Vips. Ends up paying off for them. I'm surprised they actually managed to collect that one, but there we go. That
Why
gives
did-
time lean for Singapore.
Why did
That's what Malaysia
Numinous
needed,
use
get
his
the robot
ult?
far away. This is currently playing it by the book.
Probably could have saved it if when Vips had his ult.
You don't have to push any further from here. Leave the payload around this ramp, allow Singapore to walk forward and
But at the same time, Malaysia has so much momentum.
find a fight. The better situation is for Malaysia.
Yeah, it's getting real dangerous for Singapore now. 30 seconds left, and they haven't got a match distance. They have the robot well in their territory.
That's
and
it.
they've just lost
Oh wait, actually, oh, he got cut. That's not nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Vitals down. Looking to collect a few more. Don't even need to collect a few more.
No,
Just
that's.
gonna force
I
Singapore
think that
out.
might be
12
game.
seconds left on the clock. Hell, Malaysia might even be able to go for a cap of their own at this rate. Just to really kick sand in the face. Nope, they're going to back out. They know that it's not enough time on the clock. Now it's going to be Singapore in the overtime on the robot, trying desperately to get that full distance. Malaysia only need one fight.
And they can take that one fight over the course of many
Oh, got vital.
Beautifully done. Just
And Gemini uses ultimate.
and that was exactly
Oh, that was beautiful.
nailed it with these blizzards consistently. They have been guaranteed fight winners for Malaysia, and now it's going to be a guaranteed
Yeah.
match winner in that final fight.
That's
where
it.
the overtime winner
That's
wins out,
game.
and Malaysia walk
Nice,
away with
Malaysia.
sweeping that first map.
That was nice.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Singapore. And they look decent coming into map number 1. Malaysia clutched on through handily, I think, on the second map, despite having some, I think, difficulty.
I still say Moira is the least, it's like most, least skilled character in the game.
Singapore's map pick. I think, the reasoning for the choice, the composition, all makes sense, but even if on paper the Ram plays well into the Queen, the issue here is they just lack tempo. They struggle to really execute on the composition.
Give me a pro dude is in Singapore, right? Why is he there?
Slowly as well. Couldn't match the players on Malaysia again in terms of the raw.
Wait, how? Am I wrong? I'm wrong.
Once Malaysia won like what 3 fights in a row, I think at the 60-meter mark. Okay, you count, but the game's not over. You reach like the 80, 90-meter mark, you get over 100. It's just like you can call it right then and there. I think at that point, it's 4 minutes. It's just like I said, kicking the ball around until it's over. Because Malaysia, they secured it by about 6 minutes of the game.
Really nicely handled on the whole there, and hopefully we can get Domino's lovely voice back in our ears in just a second. Yeah, impressive play on the whole there. Well deserved from Malaysia. Once they kind of found their feet and got underneath them, they looked
Nice
really good
job,
across the series. We had
classic.
the Ramatra situation for Fantasy, and we kind of put that one to bed. He didn't need to play Ramatra. It worked just fine with Junker Queen.
Yeah, definitely. What an amazing comeback there for Malaysia. As Avril said, on a map they didn't even choose. This was Singapore's chosen map, and Malaysia really just took it from under them. And as you mentioned,
Is that the full Sky Industry song I'm hearing? Oh no, is it? It was a Temple of Anubis.
Well done to them. They knew they picked a comfort pick here. They did
I don't
play
know.
against the meta, but they picked what they knew they
know.
could play, and they played it really well.
I don't even have music when I'm playing Overwatch. I haven't played Overwatch a long time, and yet I can't be bothered.
Still will be a question mark for me moving forward. I don't think it's a bad pick, just to be completely frank. But yeah, I think there's some tougher competition.
Oh, is it Nambani?
A little bit later on. To be fair, I think Fantasy is probably.
Actually, I think that's Nambani.
Out to me on Team Malaysia, really. Single forwards and Circle Royale was really good to see.
Yeah.
The change onto Winston ended up working out. And Queen, while sort of in the meta, not my favorite pick in the meta, still made that work as well, and it's a great effect on the Queen streak.
I mean, also fair to note, right? Fantasy was in the whole way through. We saw a switch up partway through that for Singapore. They brought Xenofly in for map 2 to bring in the Sigma and be their Sigma specialist. Fantasy was able to outplay Xenofly on the Sigma matchup as well. So yeah, I kind of want to just redouble that credit. Quick shout out as well to J003 on the last map, was massively impactful, especially as I said towards the end with those blizzards. They were guaranteed fight winners. I mean, that in itself is huge compared to what Vips was pulling off. Just not the same kind of deal.
Singapore is going to have a much harder journey now, I think, for both these teams. Any shot at maybe potentially clutching through for a shot at the top 2. You have to win this matchup first, because you need to, again, I think have a minimum of 3 wins here, aiming for the 4 wins, and one of those wins needs to be either against Singapore or Malaysia, because I think there's a high likelihood that the other teams will be able to get those wins off of Singapore, Malaysia.
Oh, I just want to say I'm not eating at all, so I'm just gonna mute my mic and yeah.
Group B here today. And look, we're going to take a short break and we'll be back very soon, everyone.
I don't care. I don't care about your stupid McDonald's ad. I don't know if I'm even allowed to even show it, but yeah, it's free advertisement. Doesn't really matter. What the fuck? Okay. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. For some reason, McDonald's sponsors the Oceania contenders scene. Don't ask me how or why, but they just do. And I'm really confused about it. Okay. I don't think there's any news or anything from Overwatch Leagues around now. I mean, the summer qualifier is what's the word I'm trying to look for? The matches got gone now. So apparently the contender seems to be part of the spring stage are actually in it, which is interesting. And they start July 13th, mostly for me it's July 14th. I'm pretty sure that is right after all of the Overwatch World Cup stuff, which is fair enough. And the Chengdu Hunters have disbanded as well, which sucks. I'm thinking maybe making a video about it, only about the Chengdu Hunters history in the Overwatch League. I'm not really too sure. What else? Roster changes, I guess we'll talk about. Dong Han, he has replaced FD God. He'll be a rookie. Used to play for Dreamers. And that also means that the Justice will have a full Korean backline. And to replace Speedily, Sam, and OG, Spectra, and DPS, and opener for support. They'll be in the Toronto Defiant. Seongjan, he has left the Seoul Dynasty after basically being an emergency replacement for the Dynasty, as he was replaced by Azhan. Obviously, former Valiant player, he has now gone himself back into the Overwatch League. Say this though. If you're in Australia, have Tim Tams. They're really good.
Oh, yeah. You guys can vibe to the music.
Welcome back to the Overwatch World Cup online qualifiers. We are here with the APAC B group, and I'm joined with the lovely Avril and Pixie here. And if you are just tuning in, I'll let you know that we have the first win on the board. Malaysia has taken it out against Singapore. I can imagine they feel absolutely over the moon about the fact that they have that first win on the board here for the Group B stage. And let's have a talk about those maps there. It was quite, I think it was actually quite some really close matches.
Okay, I've finished munching because my tummy was rumbling a bit. Shit. There you go.
That's definitely where you start to feel the difference. I mean, already on Circuit Royale, I noted towards the end as well, Malaysia made a few unforced errors and still won in spite of that. So like one 7-1. Their play was actually just.
So now we wait for for the next match, New Zealand versus Thailand. I predicted New Zealand to win. Thailand may actually have a pretty good chance to win, but I'm a bit biased to the Oceania bias.
Let's take a look at the New Zealand lineup and who will be starting out in this team here. Let's talk about some of these players. We know some of these players very well, don't we, guys?
They live on the same street as me. There's only 3 streets in New Zealand, so yeah. And one of them is State Highway 1. One of them is State Highway 1, which goes all the way down the country. And then there's one road in Auckland, the biggest city, and then there's one road in Wellington, the capital city, and that's it. So that's the 3 total.
Thank you, Pixie. Very cool. Thank you for telling us that it's only 3 streets in New Zealand.
Adam told me that Callaghex is playing from McDonald's on using the Wi-Fi today, so that'll be fun. No, he's really not. But he is going to be at least role swapping, which is weird to say because you know him to be a DPS player, but he role swapped recently to support. Now he'll be role swapping back over to DPS for this event. New Zealand probably
I don't understand why Callaghex, because if you don't, because obviously like you said, Callaghex, he's now on support, which I don't understand.
Unashamedly, I'm in New Zealand currently. I'm in one of the most iconic buildings in the country, probably the only iconic building in the country. 3 roads, 1 building. That's how we do things. And yeah, I have a New Zealand passport as well. I don't know why I omitted that fact earlier in the evening.
What?
Absolutely. New Zealand is going to win. They're going to win the whole thing. They're going to beat Australia. They're going to make you look like clowns, frankly. And this is where it all starts.
Okay, I'm glad
He thinks we're playing rugby. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, I'm glad we've got this being recorded. So when Australia does beat New Zealand, we can just play back to Pixie, all of that definitely. But look, let's take a look at that Thailand team who will be versing off against New Zealand here today. And any key people we want to talk about? You did mention earlier that we have seen Aputo around previously. They are an old player here.
Super veteran.
Yeah.
Super veteran.
Wait.
With an incredibly short name.
Oh yeah, he.
By the way, not just Aputo. His name is
Not as short as Ace.
no, not as short as Ace.
Even shorter.
Aputo's name is Ubondara. 4 syllables total, 8 letters. That is one of the most efficient.
What is this guy blooding about? What is this guy on? Pixie.
Players here, at least some of them, a couple of them are taking a break at the moment, so they're ready for Madden.
We get to look at the players' elbows.
I think it's cool to be able to see the players here. One of the few times that we'll be able to sort of witness them and good to see them on like qualifier as well. But a team comprised mostly of players that just won contenders APAC in the summer series, representing Team Kraken Esports. So
I'll be honest, I completely forgot that
is
Aputo used to be a DPS player.
one of the
Whoopsies.
quiet favorites if you consider Australia to be the main favorite out of this group. Thailand is a team that has a lot of experience on it from old players, but a lot of players that are currently in contenders and winning and at the top of the game.
And that's going to make this a really testy matchup, right? We kind of previewed it a little bit at the top of the night, but it's a tough one.
If I had to say of who's gonna make it out of each group for Pacific, so for Group A, I think it's probably gonna be South Korea is also one of them. And then
Not taking the L than it is about picking up the W. I think that's doubly true
okay,
here.
so it's like South Korea is also one of them. Japan definitely another one. And for the final one, I would probably go with Hong Kong, just because they have a lot more recognizable players. Mango Zhao, M Crazy, what's his name? Zhao Zlian, and plus like, especially Mango Zhao. He's had a lot of experience like representing Hong Kong. I'm just gonna mute this just for a second. Mango Zhao, he has a lot of experience competing in Hong Kong, so well, yeah, for the country. So I do think Hong Kong is gonna make it. I think probably close 4th is maybe Chinese Taipei, Taiwan. So yeah. As for EMEC, I think it's pretty easy. UK definitely, France definitely, and I'll probably maybe have to say maybe Denmark. Maybe I'll say maybe Denmark. I think Denmark will be a good one. And then Group B, I'll probably say Finland, and oh, no, I'll probably actually say Sweden and Saudi Arabia. Finland is actually pretty close. I think Finland will be a good shout. Maybe even Norway as well, since of how well they performed against Sweden, which is a bit of an upset. And then for the Americas, obviously Group A, US and Canada, obviously. I'll say that we're pulling Mexico. Since, you know, I mean, everyone else, like Puerto Rico, possibly. If iRemix was actually in the roster, then possibly Puerto Rico, but not really too sure. Costa Rica, definitely not. Guatemala, probably not. So probably have to be Mexico. The Group B, I'll say maybe Brazil and maybe even Colombia or Chile. That's just because of EQO, but I feel like the coaching staff on Colombia is actually pretty good. So I'm pretty excited to see how Colombia goes in the Overwatch World Cup. And they're actually gonna be first. They're actually gonna be first. Versus up against Peru. And for my time, that was at 7 a.m. So it's actually not too bad. Maybe I can watch some of the North American matches. Depends on when I wake up. But yeah, I'm gonna unmute this now.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's get into it now as we head over to Lijiang Tower, and we have the amazing Avril and Pixie guiding us through this map.
You know, the Royal Cheese didn't even look that good.
No, it really didn't.
It really didn't even look that good. What? This match though, New Zealand, Thailand. I'm hoping it looks good because it looks good on paper. Especially, I think, you know, Team Thailand. People might be sleeping on this team. It'll be pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
For New Zealand as well, you know, every game has some pretty high stakes, but at the same time, it's like, man,
I'm gonna
this
vote
is
a
the
bit.
one where if you can get, because it could be a three-way race between New Zealand, Thailand, and Australia. The more I think about it, the more I think that's likely a three-way race, which means somebody's going to miss out, which means if you're in
Oh, I have a pause.
for New Zealand, Thailand,
For God's sakes. Already?
Love a pause. It's because we're on this. They're like, all right, we need to give our boys a pause. That's the New Zealand team right there coming through for us. This is all about the content. I'm gonna phone a pick real quick.
Dominic's Wi-Fi went out.
Who designed his McDonald's Wi-Fi gave out? Who designed the New Zealand like little flag tile there? Because I don't think they've ever seen a New Zealand flag or sports uniform. All right, real straight up.
Wait till you see the Great Britain one.
It's a red, white, and blue. Same colors as Australia. Same colors as like 90% of the country. We even have a Union Jack on there, but we don't even compete under that 90% of the time. We use black with the silver fern motif, and sometimes we use that same blue as well. You could have just done black and blue, totally fine. What on earth is that? They heard about the black and they're like,
Okay, Pixie needs to calm down.
there as well, and it's just a mess, an absolute mess.
Tell us how you really feel.
Throwing my pen in protest.
Like what we're
Graphic
in this
design is my passion.
Yeah, apparently. But I was going to say with the pause there and potential outage, Pixie, did you want to go restart the one router that you guys all share on that street?
No, we have a guide for that.
Zealand? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What is Pixie on?
There's a guy in the room with us right now. We actually have a sheet for that. I had a really fun conversation with an American a while ago, and I was just like catching up.
What is he on?
And he goes, you live in New Zealand, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I heard you got something like 8 sheep for every person there or something. And I'm like, yeah, it's like something like that. And he goes, where do you keep them?
What?
What do you mean? He's like, well, where do you keep your sheep? Like your 8 sheep? And I'm like, no. Some of the people have all of the sheep. It's not like here's your citizenship and your 8 sheep. Like I have a basement that I gotta keep them in or something. I gotta shear them every summer.
Now that is a classic American moment. Holy crap.
We actually recently dropped below. We're at the lowest sheep to people ratio we've ever been in history now. I don't know how I feel about that. We're losing our identity as a nation. Between that and this godforsaken nation tile in this World Cup, I've got another object to throw and I'm throwing it.
It's a very deep market metaphor you did there. Some of the people have all the sheep. To the top 1% have all the sheep.
The top 1% of sheep
Is there some
of
extreme
shepherds.
sheep
Top 1%
disparity
of
happening?
shepherds have 90% of the sheep. Yeah.
What is this? What is...
I don't know how Avril is not cracking up laughing right now. Like,
It's because he's
I'm
sick of it.
losing it.
It's because he's sick of it. It's because he and I have worked together for years. The spark is long since gone in our marriage. He's punching the clock right now.
All right, look, everyone, we're going to save you from all the beep talk and the graphic design talk, and we're going to take a short break while we get ready.
Oh.
Sorry for the players to get back ready for the match. So we'll be right back, guys.
And I'm gonna go pick up my pen.
Nah. Pixie needs help. Someone get this man some help, please. Pixie needs a lot of help.
You asked, we listened.
I don't care about your Big Mac. For God's sakes. Pixie generally needs help. Someone help this man out. That is not a short break, man. I say that's bro. What? Well, time to wait. Again. Game Pro Dude. That's such an interesting name, Game Pro Dude. Why'd you name yourself that? To be for me, I can't say anything because in Valorant there's a lot more weird names. Kang, even though it's like spelled ZMJJKK. What else? HFMI, which has like a bunch of other letters. Big Bean. Remember Big Bean? I don't know who else. So there's definitely a lot more, but still. Get the second match on, for God's sakes. One thing I will say that I miss is the music. The break music, beautiful. Maybe even better than the Valorant ones. The Valorant ones are just like very like generic like EDM stuff. Overwatch, they actually use their own soundtrack, which I like. But it is a bit awkward sometimes. Like it's like quieter than
Welcome back,
than
everyone, and our
music.
lobby is now ready to go, and we are all ready for Lijiang Tower, so I hope you are as well. Pixie, Avril, you guys ready for this?
Yep, welcome back to my pen as well, just in case I get riled up and need to throw it again. The players are
Please
never
stop
ready.
throwing things in the studio.
Because they weren't ready.
Oh, you're right, I
So
might
they're
damage
ready.
the one camera in the country if I'm not careful.
Hopefully everyone's ready. Look, we are in a region where we know there are internet internet issues. Like, look, we live in Australia. We are constantly having internet issues, so
Can't relate. We have fiber to the door.
to the door.
To
Oh
the door.
my goodness.
We roll it out for free countrywide. Even the rural, and we've got Starlink now. We've got satellite internet. Mwah!
That is
Crushing it.
actually impressive.
Yeah.
Well, look, the players are ready. Let's head on over to Lijiang Tower.
But don't move here. Go to Australia instead. We're full.
We're
I like
full.
having 3 rows.
I took that advice.
Yeah,
Took
you
that
did.
advice,
You
actually.
you left. You're like, you know what I like? More heat and worse internet.
Okay, Pixie, you don't call us out like that. Fuck you.
New Zealand, Ryan, I want a J-Caps normal.
Oh yes, J-Cap on the Ryan.
TP through the window.
Oh yes, J-Cap on Ryan. And he's already slept. God's sake, Jacob.
New Zealand about to get routed.
That being said, with Calburn and Highvidge both down, Ace as well soon to follow. It was looking like New Zealand were in a terribly split situation, but able to get J-Cap around the side and sort of loop everyone in through the back.
Where did Color Hex come from?
Ended up being a pincer maneuver and
Was he in?
Sharp getting the
Is he coming from flank?
Thailand lost that situation. New Zealand were all over the place, and Thailand failed to capitalize, and they somehow end up on the back foot.
Oh,
They'll be on
Highvidge.
the front foot this time though.
Yeah, finding par. That's already a great start. Now Calburn looking to ball right on top.
I
of
think
it,
for like
having to give up ground
for
on the
teams
spot.
who run Reinhardt, I think they're instantly Chads.
Pretty hot.
Instant Chads. None of this Ramacha Junk Queen stuff. No, I want Reinhardt.
Really nice pick by High Vision. Wonder if Par will swap heroes here. You haven't really built up enough sim ult charge to justify this anymore. If they're gonna play for another TP straight, you can see the High Vision's already blocked that through with the Ice Wall. The last time that New Zealand kind of whiffed their strat, did they try to remember if they used their TP early or not? But they're not gonna TP through at all. Line sit up on the floor instead.
Yeah, almost looked like they were trying to fake out or something bizarre.
Oh.
Gets slept and heal, but is otherwise fine. It's 2 for nothing.
Okay,
So
well.
far looking to find Pale and High
Oh,
Vision
okay.
as well.
For some reason I thought Pyro was going up the map. Color Hex, he's doing well. God, Color Hex got 3k. That's nice.
Once again.
Yeah, Finn getting caught there, running off Finn, but I think it might have been a Fudo getting caught there. Thailand, their backline in any case. First blood from New Zealand. Really quick fights back and forth, as you mentioned. New Zealand just forced their way through the front door there, didn't even have to TP. Saved the TP for the further play. Alex sitting on Anna here. Anna with the nano annihilation, putting combo. Ace for the
Oh, that's actually good. Shuts down the Blizzard. Wait, hang on. They're actually making it winnable. Wait, it's actually winnable. Hang on. Wait. How do they... Bro. Even without the Blizzard, they still won.
Pull through again. Lose a play super quick, and now they've saved the Blizzard. So the
Wait, when is Australia versus New Zealand? I want to know.
away from sound barrier, Pally held on to the nano. I would have felt like nano plus knowledge at the same time. Here's a critical combo.
J-Cap a little bit isolated.
Oh, of course it's the final day. Of course it is. Oh, of course it's the final day.
Blizzard, but I don't know if they're going to be able to convert much. They find a Pudo. They didn't get the freeze up any tanks. Now they lost power as well. Ace.
Don't know why Apodo is on support. How is J-Cap still alive? Okay, never mind. Okay, Finn got ace. That's not too bad. But oh, god damn it, Finn.
Looks like it's been a while since Colex has played defense. Is what I'm saying, right? He roll swap. Now he's roll swapping back, at least for this event. Did twice in a row really quickly. Did get the Blizzard through, but New Zealand couldn't capitalize off that 90%. This is, I think, the
Why is
first
Pop?
barrier for
Okay.
Pop. We'll be able to see as well. Has held the ultimate for a while. It's a fake TP in the window. Baits out the ice wall.
Yeah, they've been doing that a few times, doing a sort of
They should really be reading that.
sort of work. Color Hex down
Oh, that's not good. Okay. Oh, coming out from my Porter as well. And J-Cap's down. Finn just falls off the match as a reset.
New Zealand still in one fight territory, but Thailand's starting to push close to it as well.
But Thailand's about to hit 90 here, and they have the better ultimates moving through.
Are they gonna switch us in?
Position,
Or are they trying so hard to make sure that this match somehow works?
but this is where the sim is starting to be a little bit less value.
Oh, fatty shatty does not matter because Caliban just uses his ult.
Survived the shatter. Calburn up front and center. going to do it. The front, I mean, Calvin really kind of put the team on his shoulders for that one, barreling forward. This is going to be the
Finn!
Finn.
Let's go, Finn!
Touching it, needs to survive as well. They kind of need the sound barrier if they're going to have a bit of a shot at this. The rest of
Uh-oh.
Calvin, Finn, Slep will go down. Tough.
That was a that was a good sleep set from Pally.
On the side, Jacob's already down low. Once again, Calvin with the nano boost keeping the point on lockdown. 99% Thailand comfortably picking off these members as they trickle in.
No.
Not going to be able to make it to the health pack. There is Color Hex.
Oh.
In response as
Nah.
Thailand collect the
Damn it.
set.
Drats.
Over the way of Thailand.
It's a single shatter onto just Asu. Okay, he did ult and you did kind of shut down the overclock, but otherwise, nothing else came through from that. A push in from Thailand, straight to the NZ spawn. Annihilation in hand. No time remaining. Snowball through. Have to be a little bit concerned for New Zealand. Super scrappy. I mean, even you just look at the very first fight. New Zealand completely out of position with the rest of their team. It was a super strange push on top of the point itself, completely disjointed. They recovered from that, and if it wasn't for a couple of clutch fights, New Zealand, I think, would have lost more fights than that.
Okay. They
This time just
okay.
out on a Ramatra of their own.
Para Sombra, that's a much better pick than the Symmetra. And August is already down. Okay.
J-Cap isolated as well, in trouble. Looking to go down. They do find KO, but that is not
God and God, New Zealand, they just want to press W. It might be so much a paper Rex. You just press down W. They hold down W and just hope that it works.
Switch there, Color Hex. Man, it's a real back and forth. Color Hex barely surviving. Calvert as well, barely surviving. That actually means no one's quite run away with the early fight. Thailand get the first movement onto the point, but you can see some isolated members, and New Zealand have regrouped. So, Captain Thailand for the next fight about to begin, and Calvert is already low. Might go down here. High vision under pressure as well. Certainly they're forced up the point. New Zealand get the
Oh, and I got Finn. Oh, and Color Hex is over. Is actually August. Hang on, August.
for himself, and that's going to be the one that starts to seal it. Still a very scrappy brawl. Thailand still actually control the point. They're ticking up percentage, but New Zealand had the members now collecting the extra kills to confirm the fight, and they will be able to finally get the point
There
under
we go.
control.
High vision's down. There we go.
Advantage there, but Calvert was super low. They never really recovered that HP quickly enough.
Oh my God, Color Hex is still hunting for kills.
Before that fight, it only gets it as he dies. So a good turnaround from New Zealand. It's been scrappy, but they'll get it back. It's a lot of the problems for New Zealand is those first stats, consistently one player down, having to play 4 versus 5. Unideal situation. Thailand looking good on also, but are they really going to cross this bridge? They'll be crossing it straight into coalescence.
They go for it.
Oh, I got Ace as well.
Onto
Nice
Calvert.
go lessons.
Seems a nano boost. So, first
Did
step is
not
actually
know
Ace,
some
as you know.
Killbon.
The
And
edge,
none
the
of
second wave
the
is actually called. Speaking of sound, the barrier to come out
they
now.
just used 4 of their ultimates.
Blizzard did not get what they needed. Calvert committing an ultimate while their 2 members down.
They just
Really
did.
the J-Cap back.
Uh,
The sound
They
barrier
just used 4 of the. Okay, and they still lost.
still gonna follow it up with an
They still lost.
They needed another sound wave from Finn to collect Ace. Really having to dig deep there, New Zealand, and go big on the ultimates, but it does pay off.
I mean, to be fair, both teams basically use like full their ultimates. So.
Ultimates though, both DPS ultimates in play, so you talk about Calvin kind of throwing in the annihilation to try and clutch it through. We'll get a positive ult trade off the back of that one in terms of just that isolated 1 versus 2 ult trade. Now the movement around the backside into White Room, and that's recommended. I mean, I was questioning them coming through main over the bridge. Now Finn got a boot kill. Extra before the clock.
Ace just trying to go for it. That forces the sound barrier from Finn.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord, it's actually a slaughter fest.
Trade for Thailand, but we're running the bet at 90%. They're going to have to really dive in for this final fight.
Let's take a look at it. 90%.
Okay, so they're just gonna mirror.
Tall order.
Lagging behind.
Now they're gonna mirror.
New Zealand so far. Good ground. Thailand need to start moving.
Bro, they need to go.
Good touch, I think.
Bro, they need to go. Okay.
Closing the annihilation, the J-Cap
Is that Asu?
Already low.
Yeah, Color Hex gets.
That's it.
Pal. Killbone gets Color Hex. That's not the worst. That's actually pretty good. Oh, Killbone just gets his ultimate, but it doesn't matter. He's still dead. It's just numbers.
Not going to get back in time to drive the lessons, but miles away from it, unfortunately. Overtime, Wick ticks down New Zealand. Much more confident than our 190 that Thailand picked up in the first one, but still relatively even.
Still pretty scrappy though. Again, they needed to really situations there, some weird situations they got caught in. 4v5 is not helping them out, but once New Zealand were in control, they actually had the point going for them. Much better turnaround, much more consistent fights. Thailand struggled to even reach the point. They weren't able to rotate towards the point comfortably at all. Now into control center, JCap going back over towards Orion. Didn't really work out for him on 9 mark, and that's an okay Ryan map, but again, disjointed I would describe for Team New Zealand on that first round. Just take another look at Team Thailand in what is now starting to deliver as a close series, at least on the first map.
At least for the first map.
An opening scrap now.
Okay.
High ground from New Zealand back on the Rhine.
Wait, is my...
Calburn
Yeah,
taking
okay,
some
cool.
early pressure. JCap getting right into the thick of it. Wants to start swinging the hammer, but the barrier, nope.
Oh, JCap. Oh. I don't think Reinhardt is a good situation on this map. I mean, Colleague's got ace, but doesn't really matter. Excuse me. They really are trying to make this Reinhardt work. I'm not buying it. It almost worked in Night Market, but what's the chord? I can't remember what it's called right now.
And just taking their time on the push.
I can't remember, but this type of map, yeah, I don't think so. Okay, yeah, he switched to remote, that's good.
So far for them to get past, but when they are on top of it in the tank battle, they are absolutely tearing things up. Not a low members. Finn's going to be the first one to go.
Oh, Finn's down. Killabon gets JCap.
There we go.
Ace is just popping off.
Nicely done.
All I guess gets A. Why is Ace always like the only player to get picked off from Thailand? How?
Consolation prize of getting one extra ultimate out of Thailand that will help a little bit. August is slowly trying to catch up here. You are on a Moira, so expecting fast ult charge on the Cole. That could be something to be useful.
The map is also a very interesting choice as well for Thailand.
Isolated Calburn, but can they kill him? No, the immortality field in play. They're not able to collect on anything. Coalescence out now from August. A little bit low, as is Finn. Still struggling to collect the kills.
Oh, high vision. August gets frozen. Par actually gets Pal. Par actually... Okay, Par actually got 2. That's actually pretty good. Oh, an Alpha of a Puto. How did Culhex somehow get there? Oh, how's Culhex still alive? Oh my god, godly heals from August. They what? Culhex's ass. Okay, Jacob has ult. Good wall from high vision. On the big boy rectangle though. Oh, Pally. Paw, not Pally, Paw. Wait, Pal. Yeah, there's Pal. Pally. Map 1 goes to Thailand. Oh, Colleagues just makes it. Oh my god. Okay, Par just got obliterated. Alright, that's the first map. Thailand takes it.
They could have accepted the losses, said, we'll go for the respawns here, we'll reset, allow the camp to come through from New Zealand and just play through the remainder of the 99. But they went for the 3v3. Goes into
Ah, the Chad himself on Reinhardt. JCap.
burns through JCap, completely annihilates him down. Thailand take away map 1.
Yes, and that means it will be New Zealand getting to do the map pick as we go into the second map. Well done to Thailand on that one. It was obviously some very quick fights, as you had mentioned throughout those those fights there. Avril, you mentioned they were quite fast. Both teams very quick turnarounds and very quick picks and trades there from both sides.
Yeah, I mean, especially on Night Market round 1, I think things started to slow down a little bit more towards the end, but Night Market was a lot of back and forth, and it was the kind of back and forth where the team that lost the previous fight would retake instantly and then be able to win the subsequent fight. But I think there were a few issues on the New Zealand side in terms of the instability around the Ryan composition and losing a lot of early picks on the neutral trades as well, especially when we look at Gardens. But they won that round, couldn't quite pull through and control. Cinta.
Well, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be with map 2 of Thailand versus New Zealand. See you all soon.
Alright. You know what I realized as well? I'm actually going to show this. I'm going to show this. Drag this over here, right? Since when did unknown learn English? Because wasn't that time, yeah. Since when did unknown know English? Because this is the English broadcast, right? There's Domino, there's Arrow, there's Pixie, there's Giselle. I don't know how you say his name, but I was like, I can understand why, because it is a bit of an English name. But unknown? I did not know he spoke English. No idea. I'm pretty surprised about that. But yeah, that's really all. That's really all. I'm guessing that they may come in Group A. I'm guessing. I think in Group A they're gonna. There's probably gonna be a change of commentators. I'm guessing, but I'm not really too sure. But yeah, it's interesting though. It's interesting. What else can I really do? Nothing much really, I don't think. You know what, I'm actually interested. How many people are actually live on Overwatch right now? Let me also put this on picture so you can also see in the corner. Oh yeah, there's this CarQ, J3, DeFran, Frogger. Oh yeah, supporting my favorite team. My favorite character playing the World Cup, yes. Aspen's there. I'm pretty sure Aspen's actually playing Overwatch. So there's actually some pretty like well-known content creators who are actually still awake in this time for them. Like CarQ, that's something J3. I'm guessing it's like 10 p.m. over there, and they still want to watch Pacific region matches, which is good for them. And their friend who's over in Europe. I don't think it's too bad for them over there, but I'm not really too sure. But yeah, that's all. Anyways, well, let's get back into the stream. I'll put this back up. So it's 1-0 now to Thailand. Zealand is currently down that map. I would be very, very, very surprised if Thailand 2-0s New Zealand. I don't know why. It would just be a bit of a surprise to me. I thought it was gonna be pretty close considering the team strength on both of those teams, but yeah, just. I would be pretty shocked if that's the case.
Welcome back, everyone. And if you have been watching, you'll know that Thailand has taken the first map against New Zealand, which was Lijiang Tower. So New Zealand will get to choose the second map here, and hopefully they'll pick something that will favour their team compositions. We have just been seeing a lot of Reinhardt being played, which I'm sure, Avril, you maybe have some comments about JCap picking the Reinhardt over Remarker here.
I've actually got some comments. He's not going to be playing it anymore because then I just walked down the road and knocked on his door and I said, don't play the Reinhardt again.
It definitely seems...
with teams.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's frowned upon.
Unabashed bias. I was very clear about my stance at the top of the show. I'm not going back on my word now.
I think it's only viable on Lijiang anyway, and so beyond that, it's not really a hero pick that you would be able to really see on other maps, but also I just don't think New Zealand look very well practiced on the Ryan Cop in general. You can even see from the fact that we went to control center and Jacob gave up on it pretty quickly and ended up unfortunately being behind an ult charge. At least August caught up because we are playing Moira, and that's not what Moira gameplay looks like. Control center was a lot more concerning, I think, from a New Zealand POV.
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree with you. We did see JCap make that switch. It did put their team a little bit behind, and I think that may have caused them that match, unfortunately. They did definitely put up good fights. There was a lot of really good trades there, but having that Reinhardt gameplay really just didn't help them out, and so hopefully JCap will make the switch, and we'll see, yeah, what they're going to pick for map 2. I think we're still waiting on their decision.
Great cosplay from Ace. Great cosplay from Ace here, I just wanted to say.
The beautiful Widowmaker.
You talk about the JCap switch, by the way, and forget about switching heroes. They're actually just going to switch players. ODP is going to come in for JCap now for map number 2, and ODP is a more main tank focused hero pool outside of the off tank. So that means we're definitely not going to anything like Circuit Royale. We're going to be potentially moving into a dive map, play a little bit of Winston. That would be my assumption. Otherwise, if we're just going to play Ram or maybe Queen or something else, you would have kept JCap in. Both ODP in particular, I think he was missing from the last season of Contenders, so he's had a bit of time off. Haven't seen him for a while. And
I have. I see him around all the time.
Yeah, just on
I've
the
been to
next
him
street
at the
over, right?
supermarket, yeah.
what can you tell me about him?
Handsome. Very handsome. Yeah.
What? I zoned out. What happened?
Generous. Loyal.
Alrighty,
more do you
then,
wanna know?
let's take let's take a look at the map that New Zealand has chosen, and they have picked Numbani, a map that
Good dive map.
a dive map, yeah, good dive map, a lot of high grounds. What do we expect to see here? Like, I always like to think there might be some diva plays here, but I'm not sure if diva's really the right choice. I just like the divas up on the high
Diva's good.
grounds.
Diva's good here, but you've swapped over to ODP, which means we're playing Winston. I don't know what Calvin's going to bring to the table here. Probably a Winston as well, given that he. Oh, actually, I don't know what his exact hero pool looks like.
I
so
do believe they've robbed Tang as a sub, and he has the Winston in his repertoire.
That's true, and I don't believe we have a substitution, so we're going to keep Calvin in, which means if Calvin is more leaning towards the off-tank side, it's going to be potentially a diva here, which I also think is pretty strong in the dives, but yeah, I think Numbani should be a pretty good dive map. We have not seen Numbani this entire year, in which, in fact, we didn't see it last year. This will be
Yeah.
a World Cup, generally speaking. World Cup, generally speaking, will be the first time we're seeing Numbani on Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Numbani has been picked. It's a nice surprise, because as you said, we haven't seen it a lot, and I think it'd be
Wait,
nice
what?
to see some dive comps.
Sorry, I zoned out. Wait, what? Numbani? What?
A lot of those rush comps, so I think this will be fun to see a little bit of a different mix-up here from the teams. Yeah.
Numbani A, famously defensive-sided. Numbani
gonna
as
get a
map
draw?
has already changed.
We're gonna
I
get the
don't even
fourth
think
map.
the map. Hey?
Get a draw. Get a draw, and then New Zealand wins map 3, and then we go to map 4. Thoughts?
I mean, they could just win map 2 and 3, and you don't have to go to map 4.
I'm not going to stop them if that's what they want to do, but I'm just saying, 4 maps.
I think Pixie, he just wants
They
chaos.
definitely do need to win this one, obviously.
They're
so
like,
that they can stay in the game,
it's like
because if
Avril, he's
Thailand
like,
wins this, then, you know, Thailand's got that one on the map.
like lawful,
Well,
like
yes,
lawful
that's
good.
true.
And then there's just Pixie, who's just like chaotic.
There's only one situation in
Chaotic
which
evil or
that's if they
something.
just lose to Thailand outright.
You know, like the D&D alignment chart. That's basically it.
And so, look, we're going to head into Numbani now, and I'm just going to double check. I think, oh, no, that's all good. We're heading on over. Take it away, guys.
I'm really hungry, and now I don't know what I'm supposed to get for dinner.
Oh, for God's sake.
Unbelievable.
Some more of the water you've really been enjoying.
I've been honing that water. It's that high quality New Zealand spring water. Fresh off the glaciers, mate.
And there you go, there's one in addition to the map. That little Jeep, that wasn't there before. So in terms of map changes, still the same time of day.
They still have the legendary organic oil.
Always sunny in Numbani.
That would be
And as
interesting, having a
expected-
rainy map.
Yeah, the comps. What's that?
Having like a rainy map.
There
So
it is. It's Blizzard World. It's currently raining.
Oh,
There you go. The more you know.
the more I know.
All you know. Now you know.
Are they on? Jesus Christ. Anyways. Well,
Question for you. I got a trivia
Okay.
question, an Overwatch trivia question, because I've still got the
Wanna
signs up
guess?
here about Effie, who of course designed Orisa. Do you remember what her last name is?
Delhi.
I could just Google it, but I'm just going to be honest and say I don't know. I
If
forgot.
I'm recalling it correctly, it's Oladele.
Ola Delhi.
Okay.
And if I remember that wrong, that's a real bad
I'm
look
not
for me.
even going to check. I'll just believe you. That's an echo.
Avril does not care. Avril could care less. Oh, Lord.
Too much of this hero,
Oh my god, that is a very aggressive jump, and he fucked up his bubble. He fucked up his bubble.
What does ODP stand for?
Overdose pirate. I actually should have made you guess. What if I guess? What if that's
Because
a guess? You don't know.
my guess was going to be old dirty pasta.
What?
Okay, that's I prefer you didn't say that, but let's
Prefer you
what
did.
this New Zealand team will do now for its second attack.
Oh, that was good by August.
What a sniper! It gives Colourhex a lot of free reign here, actually. Obviously, they want to deal with high vision, but currently doing that, August is just soloing these DPSs, really putting the trousers on for the team.
Well, that forces Thailand to back up. You lose both of the DPS players.
Calvin can't quite get back onto it because of that well-timed sleep. That's going to be New Zealand getting the cap. No draws.
I could have
Actually, no, he could still
otherwise
draw.
have been a pretty good.
Can Pixie stop being chaotic, please? My god.
No ultimates online at the moment.
No chaos, please.
Head into, I believe it was like what, the third fight, passed nearly onto the pulse bomb. Still waiting for high vision to get this value reaction. We expect a little bit of damage on the color hex. Trying to hunt to the back line, but still missing 9%.
I mean, at least Ace knows that Par is behind.
Udo in trouble, gets bumped away.
Oh, I vision.
They found Ace, so that's a reasonable trade now. Colourhex duplicating the Diva head-to-head there.
That's actually pretty good.
He's got the nano boost
That's not too bad, but it's also kind of bad because the tank house is basically halved.
Not getting too much mileage out of the ultimate there either, Colourhex.
And yeah, not gonna get anything.
The Echo ultimate, not the Diva ultimate, because the
ODP,
Diva
no
gets
sleep.
New Zealand, though, continuing to push.
Thailand yet to slow this down, still waiting for Ace.
There's so much space. Okay.
That'll be the start you need. New Zealand now likely to have to back out.
Colourhex,
No frontal pressure. Colourhex overstaying.
yeah, not an impossible hurry to get out.
Backed out, but yeah.
Yeah, Finn nearly down on the retreat as well, but they will get away safely with the rest of these members. A lot of ultimates banked up now for Thailand. This is going to be a tough ask for New Zealand to push into.
They're holding forward as well because they can at this point. They have a lot to play through. You just have to be a little bit concerned about power back capping, but range is really the only thing to look forward to for New Zealand. And for Thailand, you can afford to just be patient for now.
Also,
Time.
you've got the clean air and beautiful environment to look forward to for New Zealand, but that's separate. ODP going ahead and popping the primal rage, getting very aggressive. Ace having to duplicate the Winston, immediately slept, immediately damaged down, not going to get a primal rage of his own. That's a reasonable start for New Zealand, but Thailand, rest of the ultimates, they can dig deep on. The rally running for New Zealand.
God, that
First for high vision.
Brigida ult is so scary now, and I hate it. Oh, it's...
Not sure who that ended up on. It's not Pudo of all people. They found ODP, so that's the first kill finally. Another one coming through on a Finn, but
God, ODP is always getting picked off. It's a bit of an issue.
stop New Zealand, but they had to dig very deep.
I'd like to have seen them maybe
Like, a bit.
but keep
Just like, yeah, just a bit, I guess.
At least not from my perspective. Possibly New Zealand actually managed to get on top of Pudo. Dealt with ODP. Is gone. Big threats. Now we've cycled back over towards Nano. Into Colourhex on the duplicate as well.
ODP, a little low.
Oh, again, he's so low.
No, goes and puts it on Colourhex, who does
Oh, he gets Ace. It's not too bad.
ODP could survive the solo pressure there on
And he's asleep, and he's been pushed back, and then the boost is off.
forced way back. They're still trying to pressure forward.
It's good double mate on the back line.
No extra kills. Calburn a little low here though. Might be able to pull a D-Mech off. Pal fishing for something with the pulse bomb. Scrap around this point. This is an important minute for Thailand here. Colourhex
Oh,
gonna go
didn't
ahead and
get
do
the-
again. We'll see if he gets a self-destruct this time around. Self-destruct first going to come out from Calburn.
Oh, gets... That's pretty big.
Colourhex will have a self-destruct, fishing for something with it, but they've already lost Finn. Not going to be the big
Okay, it gets high vision. That's not too bad.
but they need a lot more than just that. Calvin still keeping this point on lockdown, fighting against D-Megs, but they found ODP
No.
beforehand. And New Zealand
No, Thailand actually defended it pretty well.
Nano into play. Thailand can hold on to that one and they'll hold a final 4.5 rough meters here. And I think they actually probably gave away
Wait,
too much meter.
we'll just go
You see actually Thailand
Carbon?
backing out in the middle
Fuck.
of that fight, giving space away to New Zealand, looking for better ground to hold, finding ultimates. Pulse bomb was a bit wide there.
Ace, a little low. Otherwise fine. A Pudo with the rally. Finn also
Oh.
with the rally. Nano boost again onto a Pudo. I mean, at that point, that almost seems intentional.
Oh, ODP
Works
just
out, they found
melts.
ODP.
Oh, no ODP again. Oh my lord, it's falling apart.
Closer, but no tobacco product. 1 minute 15 on the clock. for New
It
Zealand.
is actually falling apart right now.
ODP probably he overestimated how much ult charge he was going to get because he dies at about 97%. stays alive for maybe another 2 seconds. We're looking forward to the potential of the Primal Ray to extend that life in New Zealand would be in a really good spot, but he probably just did not expect how quickly he was going to take him down. That was 100 to 0. A snap of a finger, a payload, tiny bit of movement, back to 4.5 meters and slightly further back beyond that, but the timing is really rough now. Less than a minute to go. New Zealand going to have to spend basically all the ultimates. They've started to bang Cup. I think all 3 are going to get spent here.
Jesus Christ, that was close for par. How did I not get a Pruno? The fuck? Okay, ODP needs to use his ult, but Barb exists. Oh, Carl Hex is low. Oh, I get Finn as well, and he's been slapped. Oh, this is scrappy. This is so scrappy. Oh, actually, hang on. Carl Hex ulting. Only gets Pal. Killabun is out. Killabun. Killabun's out. Carl Hex gets 1. Oh, he's been hacked. How is he still? Okay, Par gets. Okay, Bar's out. Carl Hex still melting. He's still going. Oh my god, Carl Hex. Carl Hex is melting. Oh, he saved New Zealand. Oh, why did he switch off? Why did he switch off DPS? Why is he now support? Oh, not brawl. Fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Calahex, the savior of New Zealand. That was way too close. Oh, what? Oh. No. Okay, well, that's a win for Thailand. A win team fight, I should say, not a win map.
Well, they got the player they were looking for, but they lose too many of the backside for it, unfortunately, as New Zealand will now, as you mentioned, down to the final moments, and it was a miracle for them to even get this far in the first place. We can perhaps argue that all this distance is bonus. Yep. A coalescence to guide them through to the finish line, if they will not quite to the finish line, but as far as they can.
Oh, and he gets August, no coalescence, that's not good. Dragon Strike cuts off a bit of room. Par gets Parlay. Nice wolf from Calahex. It's still pushing. Calahex gets killed. Okay, that's a team. That's a win. August? Wait, JCap by how? ODP, not JCap, lol. They've... Oh, Thailand, you chokers. Choke 2 team fights. And that's a Farah? Farah? Oh, actually, there's no way that they win this team fight. Oh my god! Oh my god, I just want the team fight. Thailand just with 3 team fights. They with 3 massive team fights. Oh my god. 3 team fights. 3 possibly winnable team fights. And they stuffed it up. Oh, that's painful. Oh, that's painful for Thailand. Oh, I'm feeling the pain right now. Oh, God, okay.
gigantic clutch to get that cap. That was a lot more than what you would expect given how rough B went. They look like they should have been held on B.
Yeah, that was by the seat of the New Zealand, and now on the defense. One thing I will say is they cap point A.
So they're using the same combos they did for attacks
Paid off for them when
in
you look at how long B took
the first
them.
part.
If they can hold out A for that bit longer, play the clock, run it out, maybe get a full A hold, a hold somewhere on B, they do have what they need to turn this into a winnable map, New Zealand.
Well, they can definitely get a lot done on A. Again, I still think it's very defensive favored here. Not that Thailand did too much to back that claim up. Let's see what New Zealand can do more on this defense. They're playing a heavier diversion. What Thailand had, remember, Thailand had high vision on the Ash for the longest time. It was eventually a swap off, and now on the attacking side, it's going to be Kariko Anna. So lacking the break this time around. And it's not as consistent for Ace on the...
Diva's actually not too bad.
would run the brig among others.
Diva here is not too bad actually. I respect it.
Has to be a little bit careful.
And Hanzo, that's...
Over to Ace, and you see that in that differential on the
Hanzo's not too... Actually, Hanzo's actually pretty good for bonding, I think about it, so...
Around this corner, they're taking this time, setting up the dive.
Play around corners as well so well.
40
Oh
seconds
my god.
gone out. And still trying to slowly make their way on main. That would have been some decent stickies from Ace if they connected.
Oh, that's not good if you're a Kiwi.
I think they were just waiting for that at this point, but unnecessary. They've already found a kill, now diving onto
Oh, they are
August is the one
pushing.
Eight finds one.
Oh, and Ace has overextended. Okay, never mind. He's going to use his ult.
Already was just about to go down now. The shoe's on the other foot. ODP is in trouble, fighting against a duplicated Winston.
Yeah,
back
once
away
again,
by
so much
Collects.
space.
The dive continues. They're
He's
fighting
just
miles from the point.
pushing up.
Busy getting
Up,
caps
and now he
nicely
slept.
there on Ace, but the fight isn't where
Doesn't
it
really
needs to be
matter.
anyway. New Zealand's just forced off.
They'll try and get
Ace is...
down and maybe
How is Ace still alive? That was some good peel from Calvin. Holy
It
crap.
was actually on the page. Somebody's... It was just Par with Par down. Funny enough, it was actually Ace that got the kill. So somehow Ace managed to get his way back towards the team. Would have gone around the back side, I think towards Coast. Flying around the back. Gets Par, and eventually the cap will come on through.
A lot of time on the board here for Thailand as well. New Zealand gonna have to work hard on this defense. We're seeing them look a little bit out of sorts.
I like the poke damage from both
that
echoes.
A little bit of priority. They weren't really leading the
Like,
charge.
Thailand's comp is very much like...
Note, Finn gets
um,
onto.
very much...
Onto ODP, they still
what's what I'm trying to look for?
Now moves onto Ace
Oh
as
god,
well. It's at
okay.
least a trade back there. ODP
Like,
has
long
some
range,
range,
like,
but
especially with the
Hanzo
Hanzo.
right now. Nobody
And
really
for New
charging
Zealand, it's very
in.
close
Chloe and
base.
Par in this corridor while the rest of the team
But
is clean
that's for,
up
like,
on
the
flank,
tanks, it's-
thanks to Calvin.
they're kind of,
It is
like, the
such
same.
A hard taunt right now for New Zealand.
Eventual death onto Par there as well. You have to run out of...
And the Kiriko as well. I'll be honest, I think the Kiriko is actually better though than the Brigitte.
Struggled to make the payload really get to any sort of distance
Like,
away
the
at all.
heal input, I think... is the heal input better than Brigitte? I'm actually not too sure.
Take opportunity here, but trying to
Oh, and
strike
Calvin
out
just
to
cuts up a bit of...
straight line.
A bit of
They gotta really make the
heal, a
most
bit of
of
health
the
for
loadouts to
from
try and
ODP.
be aggressive.
Ult as well for
Ace goes for the
Puerto.
duplicate.
Ace
Finds
using his
himself a
ultimate.
Winston of his
His
own, so it's
duplicate.
gonna be finals here on us. They keep
Oh,
getting
he's
his
so
fight. The
low.
Ace is gets healed up now. ODP's primal has run
Oh,
out.
Galaxy has high vision.
That's a good start. And they've got Ace out of the duplicate. Found him
Yeah.
on the side as well. Very important defense coming through for
It's
New
a-
Zealand.
That's why...
Getting a cleaner, more proactive fight.
Yeah, ODP disrupted the Katsuna rush. You can see as soon as Katsuna rush comes down, ODP primals on the back line.
Oh, not the stagger. Oh.
Ace there. Both
Oh.
Ace locked out, whip shot away by Finn. That's part of the reason why you didn't see that primal rage coming on through, and Ace got nothing done in the duplicate.
Okay, well, let's have a look at ult-wise then. Thailand has Calbun. Calbun Siva. Okay, Par just used his ultimate, but didn't get anything. And Pele's and Nano Boost as well. That's coming up. I expect that that Nano Boost is gonna go into Ace, and New Zealand has nothing except for now August. They wants him dead. It does not matter.
Chance to duplicate Ace all over him. Not getting much damage done with
Oh,
that
August is all alone. Both supports actually all alone.
counter trade. Pop in the rally here as
Okay, scares them off. Ace is now down. Nice bubble though from ODP. They struggle so much when it's like close combat, but when it's long combat, they exceed with the Kiriko and Hanzo. And now just Hanzo because Boputo just switched off Kiriko. Ace got par, that's massive. And the ult as well to cut off some room, cut off some healing. That was interesting. Oh yeah, it's a Thailand team fight. What the fuck? Oh, there it goes. Thailand looks a lot better. Like, actually, not a lot. Just a little bit better, in my opinion, than New Zealand.
That's all it is. Thailand now coming through with double the amount of time. They did lose a lot. Thailand lost a lot of time onto B, but not enough, I think, to really threaten them just yet. It's 3 minutes to the 1:30 that New Zealand had, pushing C.
I hope in the Overwatch World Cup main event, I hope the team skins are back. Ooh, Colleague's getting high vision. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, there's an nano boost. Oh, supports are down. Finn is down. Colorhex is dead. Ace gets another one. Gets 3. If Thailand gets the time, I'm pretty sure New Zealand will have like a minute. And they'll be first attacker. Winston from Ace, Brigitte all being used. Finn is now down. Oh, that's not. This is looking scrappy. This is looking really scrappy for New Zealand. Yeah, that's it. Do New Zealand get an extra time? Oh no, never mind. No, never mind. Thailand. Never mind. It's just Thailand. So just Thailand can only. So Thailand can actually close out this game in this map. If they get 1 tick in attacking.
And well, I mean, at this point, I want to see a draw because it's the only way New Zealand keep their hopes alive here. If that point A gets capped, that's it. 2-0, they're done. They start off with that L, and we talked about how difficult that's going to be to overcome with how tight this group is actually looking. So this is a real do-or-die moment more than ever before, and it feels like New Zealand are a little bit lost right now.
Well, I mean, they're playing Thailand close. It's a competitive series, but you'd have to say New Zealand had to play through more clutch moments or an individual. Or a couple of players had to pull out something real special, claim and clutch a miracle. Thailand, it's been a lot more of tight gameplay, a little bit more seasoned, and I think it speaks to the fact that, again, it's predominantly made up of players from Kraken Esports who just won Contenders APAC, and yeah, they're players that are currently after winning Contenders at the top of the game and beyond World Cup. They'll also be playing in the AO Open as well, so yeah, Thailand fairly stacked coming into this event. New Zealand playing them close, but Thailand has the edge. Can Thailand edge out New Zealand a little bit more in just 1:28 to get a single tick? It's not guaranteed.
Certainly not. And the clutch potential has been there for New Zealand. This is where you need to see that clutch factor come through for them.
Okay. Oh, that's a big ante. Big ante from August.
Only a slowdown. That being said, 30 seconds off the clock. That's a third of the time gone.
It does show us some time.
3 slowdowns like that and you've got it. So
Oh, that's a good start. To game par. That's a good start. Oh, I think this might be a 2-0 victory. Calba needs to not be aggressive. Oh, and Calix is dead. That's 2-0. Thailand win. I am shocked. I knew Thailand were going to be good. I wasn't expecting Thailand to be that good.
unfortunately not be able to get any maps here. They won a single round on Lijiang Tower. Colorhex having some good individual moments that we can
Holy
see here.
crap.
Play of the game, and that'll be the silver lining.
Callaheg's played his heart out, but just wasn't enough, sadly.
There's a strong possibility that maybe it ends up being a three-horse race between Thailand, New Zealand, and Australia, and of that, only 2 teams can actually make it through. The final game of the league, I think New Zealand versus Australia, could actually be the decider of New Zealand. Given that they've lost versus Thailand now, it will look more difficult.
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah. Thailand definitely showed that they're a really strong competitor here in this group today. Like that was some very, very well played by them. However, I would like to point out that New Zealand really showed that they could work well under pressure. There were so many moments where they just absolutely clutched it up when it was like down to the wire. It was literally the last couple of overtime seconds, and we had ODP and Color Hex really just making some really clutch plays there. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for them though, and Thailand did just seem to perform a bit more cohesively as a team against them today.
You can't rely on pure clutch factor.
Exactly.
Definitely not.
You'll get a fight or two. In this case, they got like 3 fights.
Yeah.
That were all seemingly fairly clutch, but can you win an entire map off the back of that one? And you see the difference where Thailand can actually, despite still, I think, struggling on B, play through the extra 130, and that extra 130 is exactly the difference at the end of the day, given that they finished with 128 left.
The other thing I will say about that clutch factor, yeah, look, it's good to have it and it's really impressive, but you want to be using it because both teams are playing well and you have an X factor over the other team, not because you're playing worse than the other team and are having to recover in clutch moments, and that's what kept happening to New Zealand. It's just not enough gas in the tank.
Yeah, no, you make some really good points. And look, hopefully New Zealand will walk away, take some learnings from this, and will come back stronger for their next match to still be a potential qualifier to make it through.
I'm impressed in Thailand though. I think they, I had a feeling, I had an inkling that this could be a really good team. And it comes through that they really proved that, at least in our first game. And I think New Zealand will still be a strong competitor in the rest of this round robin. Like, I would expect them to come through with a decent amount of wins. But again, the cutoff point is pretty sharp. You have to be top 2 out of 6, and with I think potentially 4 good teams minimum, 3 really good teams, and 1 clear favorite in Australia, the cutoff is pretty severe.
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, let's take a chat. Let's have a chat with Aputo, who's joining us now from the Thailand team. Thank you so much for joining us, Aputo. How are you feeling after that win?
Feeling good, but in the first map, I'm pretty nervous. Like, a lot of shaking.
Yeah, well done. You guys got a first win on the board. That's really well done. Congratulations. APAC,
Yeah, sure. That was a pretty clean 2-0. Who are you looking forward to as the strong competition in this bracket? Because I would say your team is probably one of the favorites. You have to get top 2 to make it through the group stage. What's the difficulty of the bracket looking like for your team?
Communication. Sometimes we didn't like calmly in team fight. So if we can keep calm in a match, I think that's good for us. But it's pretty hard sometimes.
And actually, Aputo, I had a question, speaking of communication, about that. Obviously, you bring a lot of seniority to this team. You're a real veteran player at this point. How is the shot calling being handled? Are you handling a lot of the shot calling with that experience you have, or what's the internal dynamic like there?
Only count ultimate and counter the core sometimes. Yeah, but most of the time I let DPS and tank line call the team fight.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. Like, we will ask one more quick question. Your next matchup will actually be tomorrow against Australia. How are you and the team feeling about going up against them?
I think they are the top one in this group. I think we're ready to fight them, but I'm not 100% that we are better than them. I feel like they are better than us right now.
Well, I for one think you're ready to fight them. I think if you're going to beat my country, you need to beat my country's rivals as well. That's only fair. Give them hell.
Well, look, I think it's going to be a fantastic match. You guys showed us that clearly Thailand can bring it to the stage, and so I think you guys versus Australia is going to be a fantastic match to watch. So we really look forward to it, and thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us after your match today.
Thank you.
Well,
They are working on their
I was a bit
communication.
surprised about the 2 victory from Thailand. I knew Thailand was going to go well, but I was not expecting that much of a dominance.
From today and to see how we have ended up. And as you can see, we have Malaysia and Thailand both with wins on the board.
I'm more interested to see India. I think India might actually have a good run.
Strong start
They have some
to,
dark horses.
the Overwatch World Cup for Group B. Wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, for sure. And finally getting to see Australia tomorrow will be really interesting as well, especially in that their first game is going to be tough. Like they don't get to come into their first day with any sort of softballs at all. To be fair, New Zealand had to face Thailand, so we're getting all three of
Oh no, my dogs are barking. Anyways.
the first 2 days.
If my dog's not barking, I'm just going to be fine. I can't leave him.
That both Thailand and Malaysia as well should actually really be proud of. I think we're focused a lot of the Thailand situation because, you know, gunning for one of those top spots, but there's still plenty of room in here for a dark horse to come through. We highlighted India earlier and we'll get to see them shortly as well, but Malaysia really set a precedent today, a very important one, I think. I think if they'd walked away with the L here, their tournament life would have been very short. Now they have a little bit of breathing room, and I'm curious to see if they can go any further.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we've got our Macca's player of the day, I believe. So let's have a look.
Player of the game.
Sorry. Yes, player of the game. Let's take a look, and it's Fantasy here on that Ramatra, which I remember you were very impressed with their Ramatra. Wait. Oh, yes.
Sigma
Fantasy.
in
Sorry,
this
Sigma.
particular play. There was a 3-man flux coming through, and the team play to come on as well to finish it up. I think strong shout out to also Color Hex's clutch. I think if there was a bit more time, there would have been the possibility to maybe swap that through, but you know that came through in our final map of the day, and so it's we'll give the consolation prize over to Color Hex on that one. But Fantasy started out the day very strong in our first game.
And I'll make a quick shout out in that particular passage of play as well. I mean, it goes to show it's a real team game, right? Fantastic play from the Sigma, but actually the Tracer taking out the Immortality field like that was really what sealed the deal there. It left players in a situation where they were expecting a defensive tool that wasn't on the table, and the Sigma got maximum value. You love to see it.
Yeah, no, I think that was a fantastic start to the Group B APAC side here, and I look forward to seeing all the other teams play. So for those wondering, we will be back live tomorrow with a more Overwatch World Cup goodness from APAC Group B, and make sure you check to see what time zone it is in for you. For those here in Sydney, Australia, it will be 3 p.m. tomorrow evening. So we look forward to seeing you all then for some more amazing gameplay.
Okay, this is an issue. I don't really know what to do now. What now? We're gonna Overwatch contenders maybe? As Overwatch contenders? Okay, never mind. What do? Help! Help! What is happening? Help! Help! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Okay, so that's in 1 hour time. Where? So play. Okay, so. Oh, wait. Hang on. Wait, let me go here. Overwatch's Twitch channel. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm right, okay. I guess we're just gonna have some time looking at this screen, but I'll be back. Well, we have like an hour, I'm pretty sure, until until the second one. I don't know what to do now. Because we have an hour, right? An hour until Philippines versus Japan. So, what I'm gonna do, I'll stop the stream, and I'll be back until like maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes until the match starts. So, yeah. So I'll be back. So yeah, don't go anywhere.